Testing. Hey guys, welcome back to another commentary video. Today we're going to be talking about something completely different. We're going to be talking about opinion. The concept of opinion and some problems that I have with it. So, recently I've watched Avatar 3, right? And I really enjoyed the movie. I wanted to share, like, oh my god, this movie was such a masterpiece. You may not agree with me, but I don't know why other people may think that Avatar 3 is not a good movie. Go check it out for yourself. It's such a spectacle, right? It's such a spectacle, and the technology that was used to make such realistic people, and it's not even motion capture that they use. They use motion capture for the facial expressions, and they further animate the details of the facial expressions, and that makes it look so damn real. And I just the creativity behind Avatar is just so insane. Like I can't even believe that it's a real franchise, but it is a real franchise, and people are taking it for granted, which is partially why I'm so frustrated. But anyways, it's not this is not a rant about Avatar 3. This is going to be a rant about the concept of opinions. So, right, back to the story. I watched Avatar 3, I enjoyed it, and I wanted to share my thoughts with some friends. I have this online friend, which is a girl. I've known her for a long time, and I told I'm not gonna mention her name or anything because she's gonna stay anonymous. I'm I tell her, "Wow, I just watched Avatar 3. It's so great. It's such a great movie. Are you guys gonna watch it?" And then she's like in a moody tone. No, no, I'm not gonna watch it. I don't know. Like, eh. I'm like, it's 3 hours, and she's like, oh, then I would rather watch Godfather. So I don't know what Godfather is about. I'm pretty sure it's a very classic, legendary movie, but it's old. It's not relevant to the topic. It's old. It's not the current big movie that's out. I don't care how much of a masterpiece it is. Right now, we're looking at more than just a film masterpiece. This is technologically um, a masterpiece, creatively a masterpiece, right? The creativity is out of the world. The CGI, the amount of effort there's probably thousands of people behind the film putting in 100% making the film. So just in that, I feel like this movie is just greater than every other franchise. Like, it's just such a great franchise, right? But anyways, she's like trying to belittle it, like, oh, I would rather watch The Godfather because it's 3 hours. I'm like, okay, fine. I mean, you don't have to be all moody about it. I'm like, like, I just started. I don't have the exact text right beside me, but I say something like, do you even know what it is? And she's like, yeah, of course. And I'm like, then how would you make that opinion? Like, we obviously talked more before this. Like, she tried to tell me that it's childish, it's cringe, and so then I'm naturally like, do you even know what it's about? And she's like, yeah, of course, it's cringe, it's childish, but like, and then I'm just like, how can you even form that opinion if you if if you know what it's about? How is this storyline childish? How is it childish? So what I'm thinking is she's just trying to sound cool. She's just trying to sound cool that, oh, I like more culturally um deep movies compared to like this shallow, big budget fantasy world that's childish and shallow. But like, that's only the opinion that you would form if you look at the surface of it. And I'm like, why do you okay, so this is what I think. Why would you hold such a strong opinion if you have barely given a thought to it? So obviously she hasn't seen any of the movies. She hasn't seen what it's truly about, because if you really watch the movies, it's a long investment. It's a long movie, and you're emotionally invested. You're on the edge of your seat. You're so emotionally invested in the movie, right? But then you have someone who's just from the outside, and they just give a shallow comment on it. Like, it's like, oh, I don't like the concept of it. The concept of it, really? We're going back to the concept of Pandora and freaking aliens. Like, it's a whole genre already. We don't have to argue about that. This is Avatar. We All right, okay. I'm going a bit off topic, but the thing is, how can you stand your ground so firmly when you've barely given it that much thought? So, um, like the fact that you've barely known anything about it, and then you're giving such a strong opinion. Like, okay, what's the point? I have a point to make. I have a so I think I know what the point is. Like, I'm telling you, like, then why don't you branch out and check it out? Give it a try. Because my attitude for things is I will always give something a try before forming any sort of an opinion. Because I don't have strong opinions unless I know that I've thoroughly figured this thing out. I've thoroughly given it a shot. So I would never like watch the judge a book by a cover, basically, right? I would never do that, and that's what she's doing. That's what this person is doing, and it pisses me off because you're barely giving it a shot, and then you're giving it such a strong opinion, such a strong hatred against it, and they're like, I have an opinion. What's wrong with that? And that kind of just pissed me off because all you like these days, all you have to say is I have an opinion, and that's my opinion, and I have freedom of speech. So then, what's wrong with that? You can't say anything about me because that's my opinion, and you have to respect it. I'm like, okay, how about this? How about this? So, let's say this is a really bad example, but let's say this. Let's say we have opinions on genocide. One kid agrees with the genocide because he likes the concept of it because he's seen genocide on a video game and he likes how it looks. So he says, I agree with genocide. And you can't say anything about it because that's his opinion. Everyone's opinions are equal. Nobody's opinion's above another. So then we have to value that opinion with any other opinion. So just keep that in mind. His opinion is just as valid as yours. He likes genocide because he likes it from the video game. Now, let's take person 2. He has lost a mother in genocide. That's why he's scared, he's terrified of the idea of genocide. So that's his opinion. But then these two people, they're both people, right? They both have opinions, and opinions are equal. So by this logic, both of them have the same value in their opinions. They have the same value. So the person who hates genocide and the person who loves genocide are both equally valid. Tell me that. Tell me that. They're both equally valid, where one person likes genocide because he likes it from the video game. The other person hates it because he has actually lost someone to it and is traumatized from it. Now, tell me the weight between these two things. Tell me that they have the same weight. Like, right? It pisses me off because there will be one person who says that both of their opinions are valid, equally valid, because they're opinions and they have freedom of speech or something like that, some bullshit like that. That doesn't make sense, right? Logically, it doesn't. Tell me how does this make any sense, right? Okay, and I've also thought of another example. Say there's a expert on COVID-19, expert on COVID-19. Would I take his advice or would I take some random fat dude, conspiracy theorist, his opinion? Why, like, which opinion would I find more valid? Because since all of the opinions are equal, does that mean the guy who knows nothing about COVID, who knows nothing about science, is equally as valid as the expert? So it's a stupid thing to say, right? The expert is obviously more correct than the fucking rando, right? But some people will say that their opinions are equal. So, like, this, I'm not trying to compare with that with myself, but I am. I'm trying to say that I'm someone who loves it who loves the movies. I don't like fucking love it, but I appreciate it for what it is. And then you have someone who's never seen it, and then you're telling me that their opinion is just as valid as mine, that they haven't seen anything and they made a quick judgment within 2 seconds. I don't like this movie because it's fantasy, and then I like this movie because it raises awareness on killing whales, it raises awareness on polluting, it shows us the brutality of war, it shows us the dynamics of racism and the complexities in that, and the freaking dynamics. It's so interesting, right? The family, it's such an interesting topic because it's the way they've written the story, the setting of it is so interesting. And then you have someone who's like, I don't like it because it's fantasy, and you're telling me these two opinions have equal weight because they're both opinions, because we're equal as people. I don't think so. That's a stupid thing to say. So like all my life, people have told me your opinion is no better than the other person's. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Because let's say I like ants, and I form an opinion, and I compare myself with an expert, and I say like my okay, even if I like ants compared to the expert's opinion, he the reason why he likes ants, even if the two opinions have the same direction, the magnitude of it is different, right? I'm not an expert, so I have less reason to like these ants, but the expert has more reason because he's been fascinated by deeper science. He has more knowledge on it, and he likes it for way more reasons than I do. So then that means his opinion is naturally going to be more valid than mine, right? It's it's stupid to say otherwise. And people are saying and fucking people are saying what's wrong with me not liking the movie when I haven't seen it. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm losing my mind. You haven't seen the movie and you don't like it? I and you have such a strong, you would die by that. You would live and die with that, die by that opinion. Fucking hell, why? Why would you be so unbased, and then stand by that opinion with your life? Crazy, right, guys? That's kind of the rant I wanted to make this video. Um, I don't know. I don't hate this person. But we did get into an argument, and now she's ignoring me. Um, I really I would love to hear your opinions, your advice on this. Like, am I the one who's wrong? Because I'm not forcing her. I'm just trying to figure out a less isolated way of thinking for her. Because clearly her thinking is very isolated, and I know I'm doing a lot of assuming on like the reasons why she hates it, but I'm right for saying like she had barely seen it, and she's judging it by the cover. She's judging the book by the cover, and I'm right for saying that because that's the truth. So I don't know. Am I being too pushy? I don't think so. Right? At least at least for me, even if I dislike something and someone else likes it, I would pretend to be happy for them, right? Like, no, I'm not even gonna be pretending to be happy for them. I would be happy for them for the passion that they like this thing. Just because I dislike it doesn't mean I should be picky around them and tell them that you should feel ashamed for liking this thing, right? And she's doing exactly that. She's kind of like being all dismissive and belittling me for liking a fantasy movie, and it's and then I retaliate by saying, hey, that's not right, you shouldn't do that, and you should give it a try. And she says like, you can't force me to do that. So I don't know, man. It's kind of like I don't know if I'm right or wrong. In my opinion, I think I'm right, like in the sense that I haven't done anything wrong, because I truly do think that as friends you shouldn't be purposefully shutting down someone, right? Um, but I don't know. I just have the feeling that people are gonna think that I'm wrong. People are gonna try and gaslight me into thinking that I did something wrong, because that's what my life has been. I've always been the guy who's always been disagreed with, and people are gonna keep telling me that, oh, why don't you look into yourself and see why you're wrong? Like, look at the problems in yourself to see why you're constantly being disagreed with. But I think it's just luck. I just think that I'm so unlucky that I keep meeting people who, in this situation, would make me feel like I'm the person who's wrong. Because when I reflect on myself, I don't think I did anything wrong. So sometimes I may have a bad attitude. I know that's wrong, but like, the stuff, the way that I'm being treated, I know that I've done nothing wrong. The way people belittle me, the way people dismiss me, I know that's not okay. And I feel like the world tries to gaslight me into thinking, hey, it's your fault that you're being belittled, and it's right for other people to belittle you and dismiss you and think that you're wrong. But I don't know. I feel like I have a grounded morality. I know what's right and wrong, but I feel like there's always this force in my life that's constantly trying to gaslight me and challenging my morals. So I don't know. I feel like this is an interesting topic. I don't want to be too emotionally invested into this, even though I was. But I want to hear you guys' opinion on this. You don't feel free to disagree with me. I would love to know other sides of the story, other ways to view this, right? Because I may not be seeing this. I may not be seeing the full picture of this. So yeah. I'll see you guys next time. This was an interesting topic.